Alright, so this is actually news that's been out for, actually, since last year. I just never got around to it. I never got around to, talking about this news and, giving my minor thoughts about it, so this probably won't be a long video, hopefully. But yeah. Now, IDW, for those who remember, IDW did a pseudo-crossover event type thing involving, G.I. Joe, Star Trek, Ghostbusters, and Transformers. And they were all fighting zombies from the Zombies vs. Robots series. And now they did a mini-series called Outbreak involving covert vampire operations, which is another one of their original titles. But now, last year they announced that after that they were, towards the end of the year, I believe, end of 2011, they announced they're going to do a Infestation 2. But however, instead of fighting zombies, they're going to be, the characters you can see right here, they have a new lineup for some of them. And this is kind of interesting. First, as you can see right here, we're going to have Transformers and G.I. Joe. But also, we're going to have the characters from Danger Girl, who were originally a Wildstorm title, but now they've moved to IDW. They're also going to have the Ninja Turtles and the vampires from 30 Days of Night, and they're all going to be fighting the monsters from H.P. Lovecraft books, basically the Cthulhu mythoses. Like Cthulhu, Neohunt. Why do I always get that name messed up? Because it's such frickin' long. Something Hotep. I can never pronounce that name without getting, messed up. The Shoggoths, Azeroth. No, not Azeroth. Why am I getting that name mixed up? Probably because they mix in the Cthulhu names with all the other medias, so, yeah. Azathoth, that's it, Azathoth. I was about to say, I can't believe I said Azeroth. It's, Azathoth. But yeah, basically all the monsters and creatures from the H.P. Lovecraft stories are going to be invading the IDW universe. Now this is actually makes a... Like this one, they're basically saying, oh yeah, well the reason why is because the H.P. Lovecraft monsters can go through dimensions. They can just do it. And this is true. I've read a little of the H.P. Lovecraft stuff, Call to Cthulhu, the Dunwich Horror, the Shadow over Innsmouth, and a few other books here and there. Trust me, it does get weird. It's more, to me, it's more odd than scary. Because some of the stuff, like, H.P. Lovecraft was a frickin' genius with some of these creatures, and not making them look like your average run-of-the-mill monsters. But, yeah, I give a lot of credit that IDW, and we haven't seen, outside of, like, Boom Studios, which did, and I've been meaning to read this for the longest time, called these two series called, the Books of Cthulhu and the Fall of Cthulhu. These two different books involving H.P. Lovecraft stuff. So... yeah, but anyway, basically what this is it doesn't tie in with Boom Studios at all. I should mention that. But basically, like I said, it's basically the Cthulhu monsters, or the H.P. Lovecraft monsters, invading the IDW respected universes. Now, this one, a lot of people complained about with the other one was that none of them really necessarily crossed over. It was just that they were all fighting zombies in each universe. This one, they've said that they might... Like, they've hinted, and a keyword might, that they may cross over, the characters may cross over towards the end of the book. They basically said, yeah, we learned, like, Infestation 1 was just a test run. This is where we may decide to, hey, let's have Optimus Prime meet Raphael, and Snake Eyes meet, the vampires from 30 Days of Night. I can't really give them names, because if you do get a main character in 30 Days of Night, they usually get killed off here and there. But yeah, this could be cool. I mean, I read Infestation. It's not bad, even though they kind of led it up to be a huge crossover event. It was just basically they never met. The characters never met. And this one's going to take a little more liberty to have a little more fun with it. Like they said that the Transformers are going to be from this book by Chuck Dixon called Evolutions, which is a very steampunk Transformer story. Basically, it's an alternate universe story where the Transformers arrived in the 1800s, and basically were Or basically, like, it was basically a steampunk book. But yeah, they said that's what probably is going to happen if they invade when they invade the Transformers universe. They could change it. The interview was like 2 months prior to this, and they're actually. I wish I found that. I wish I got a picture of this before I did this video. But there's actually a cover art of Optimus Prime fighting Cthulhu. I looked at that picture and I was like, this just won me over. But yeah. But I guess you could say that this is technically a crossover, because they are meeting the Cthulhu monster. They're meeting the creatures from the H.P. Lovecraft mythoses. So that you could call it a crossover, even if the characters don't meet. The other characters through the IDW comics don't meet. You can still call it a crossover because they're meeting something that's not from their universe. You could say the same thing with the zombies because they're from the Robots vs. Zombies series, but still they were just different versions of the zombies towards the end. But anyway, I'm going to check this out. This comes out in 2 weeks. I believe they said the last week or in the next 2 weeks, sometime this January. I can't remember, but definitely this next week or the week after that. So I don't really know. But yeah, you guys tell me, what do you think of an Infestation 2 crossover? And would you guys be willing to read this? And anyway, I'm out.